Louisa. And her students, Caroline, William, Annabelle, Clara, Virginia. Proceed with attention with your hands folded.
For our history lesson this afternoon, you all were to learn the first 3 stanzas of Paul Revere's Ride. Caroline, would you come to the front of the room and recite, please?
Listen, my children, and you shall hear.
I see that you haven't studied your lesson, Caroline. You will stay after school and learn lunch before you leave this afternoon. Do you understand?
Yes.
Remember your manners. Yes, what, Caroline?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
William, let's see how well you have learned the stanzas.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear. Of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Another shirker. William, you will join Caroline after school. Do you understand?
Yes.
Guess what, William?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Students, I realize that this poem may seem a bit dull and uninteresting, but I'm asking you to memorize it in hopes that you will recognize the courage and strength some of our ancestors possessed when they founded our great country. Do you have any idea what courage is?
No, Miss Louisa.
Well, courage is behaving bravely when you are most afraid. All of us at some time have been afraid. Those who discipline themselves and control fear of times of stress are exhibiting courage. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Annabelle, do you think you could recite the lines for us?
Yes, Miss Louisa. Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Stay where you are!
Outlaws is me, the kid, and Dead-Eye Dan, the ones who robbed our city bank last week. It is. The pictures are up in the post office. Wanted dead or alive. $100 reward.
Back to your seats, everyone. How often have I told you never to leave your seats without permission? Sit down at once.
Nobody's gonna get hurt, kiddies, as long as you sit there quiet.
Watch your grammar in front of my pupils, sir. The proper expression is sit there quietly, not sit there quiet.
Huh? Oh, as long as you sit there quietly. Just in case someone tipped off the sheriff that we're in town, my pal Danny and me are gonna hide out here until the 2:30 freight train comes through. So don't anybody give me bright ideas like yelling out the window or running for help. See? Let's take a load off our feet. We can sit at those 2 empty desks. May as well be comfortable till train time.
Just a moment, Daniel. You and Benjamin will kindly wipe your feet on the mat in the doorway before you sit down.
Say, what is this? Dan and me got guns. We don't have to take orders from you.
Stan and I have guns, sir. As long as you and Benjamin take refuge here, I shall insist that you obey the laws and rules of our schoolhouse. Kindly wipe your feet, gentlemen.
All right, we'll wipe our feet.
Mind your manners, sir. When I speak to you, you are to answer yes, Miss Louisa. Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
All right, you may sit down now.
Man, I don't know why we let the school teacher lead us around by our nose. By all rights, we ought to tie her up in the closet.
Well, students, we shall continue our history lesson tomorrow. It is now time for music. Let's have a song, a jolly one. How about Old MacDonald Had a Farm?
We can't sing, Miss Louisa. We're too scared.
Afraid, Regina? Of what is there to be afraid? As far as we're concerned, we simply have 2 extra pupils in our room. We will follow our usual schedule.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Benjamin and Daniel, why aren't you singing?
Huh? Why should we sing?
Because when we have Miss School, everybody sings. That means everybody. It's a school rule.
Claire and Annabelle, this is not your affair. When we start to sing again, you will sing. Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Louisa. Yes.
Yes, what, Benjamin?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Stay away from that window, ma'am. We're not giving you any chances to signal for help.
You may be a school teacher, but you can't outsmart us. Nobody has ever outsmarted Benny the Kid and Dead-Eye Dan.
It looks a bit like rain. William, will you and Caroline please go out and bring in the flag?
Do you think we're stupid? Why, the minute those kids leave this room, they'll run for the sheriff.
Don't insist that we go, Miss Louisa. It really doesn't look like rain.
There are cumulus clouds forming in the west. A shower could begin at any moment. It is a rule of our school that we never allow the American flag to become wet. One of you may accompany the students, but our flag must not be rained upon. Do you hear?
Oh, all right then.
What did you say?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Now, students, we will have a spelling bee. Claire and Regina may be captains. You may start choosing teams, girls.
I choose Caroline for my team. I choose Gloria. I choose Daniel. I choose Benjamin.
Say, what is this? What's going on?
A spelling bee, pal. Ain't you never been in a spelling bee before?
Haven't you ever, Daniel? Watch that grammar.
Haven't you ever been in a spelling bee before?
No, and I'm not now. Besides, it'll be train time soon. We'll have to stay on the alert.
Very well, Benjamin. I'll excuse you from participating in the spelling bee. Naturally, it would be most embarrassing for you to be spelled down by a group of young children.
Spelled down. Look, I'm not scared of being... Just because I haven't had a lot of schooling doesn't mean I'll let a whole bunch of little kids lick me at spelling.
I admire your spirit, Benjamin. You won't mind joining Claire's team then.
Oh, all right then.
What's that, Benjamin?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Clara, please spell doctor.
D-O-C-T-O-R.
Correct. Now, Regina, spell lawyer.
L-A-W-Y-E-R.
Good. Now, Benjamin, I would like you to spell the word thief.
Let me see. T-H-T-H-E-I-F.
That is wrong, Benjamin. The correct spelling is T-H-I-E-F. You may take your seat.
Gee whiz, he is a thief and he can't even spell it.
Oh, so what if I'm not a good speller? I still make a good living.
What's that sound? Yeah, there goes the 2:30 freight train.
I told you it was time to get out of here, but you had to let the school teacher tuck us into a spelling bee.
Hands up, you're covered.
Sheriff, how'd you know the outlaws were here?
I didn't know. I gathered that something was wrong, though, when I happened to look out my office window and saw that the school flagpole was bare.
Why, you know as well as I do that unless it's raining, Miss Louisa never lowers the flag until sundown. It's a rule of school. Remember, Miss Louisa was our teacher, too.
Sheriff, I was hoping you or Ed would notice that the school flag was down and would remember that rule. Apparently, my pupils remember some things that I teach them.
Miss Louisa was just like Harvard's friend. She used as a signal to sound an enemy.
That's right, Annabelle. If Benjamin and Daniel were the slightest bit educated as to the ways of the weather, they would have known that cumulus clouds in the west rarely mean immediate rain.
I had a hunch that we should tie her up by the minute we came in.
Could you have tied her up?
No, I guess I couldn't have like that. You can imagine tying her up in the closet. And before you know it, you're half scared of her.
The proper grammar, Benjamin, is she doesn't scare easily.
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Well, we'll take these scoundrels down to jail where they belong. You'll receive your $100 reward in a few days, Miss Louisa.
Thank you. I believe it'll be just enough money to take the children on an outing to the Dodge City Music Festival.
Yay!
Come on, you two. It's jail for you.
Well, students, I believe I'll dismiss you for the rest of the afternoon.
Hooray! Hooray for Miss Louisa!
Well, students, why are you still here?
You asked us to stay and learn the first 3 stanzas of Cloud River's Ride, Miss Louisa.
Oh, so I did. Well, I'll excuse you just this once. You see, I'm feeling a bit shaky.
Miss Louisa, you weren't afraid when the outlaws were here, weren't you?
Oh, yes, very much afraid. I did everything in my power to delay them so they might miss the train and be captured. Yet I longed for them to leave before they decided to use those wicked guns on some of us.
Well, you didn't act scared, not one bit.
Naturally, she didn't. She behaved bravely when she was most afraid. That's courage, remember?
Perhaps I taught something today after all. Before you leave, please take the flag and hoist it again. There are several hours yet until sundown. We must abide by the rules of the school, you know?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Yes, indeed. Goodbye, Miss Louisa.
Great job, guys.
Okay, thank you, 4th grade. I'm sure they were a good audience. Are you taking good notes for me, Miss Seymour?
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Cook, for doing 2 times every day.
You're going to film me taking my shirt off?
You guys enjoy it? Yeah. I'm glad you did. Thank you for coming.